Hola amigos, ¿qué pasa? It's the Backstreet Gents back with you for Argentinian Tuesday. So, reacting to someone we haven't reacted to before, which is always exciting. And just before we get started, just to let you know that if you donate to us or to our channel, either via YouTube directly or via coffee.com, all the information can be found down below. We will guarantee and prioritize a reaction request for you. So we haven't had a donation this week, so we've randomly chosen a comment, which we'll have a look at now. Thanks for reacting to Argentine music, but it's too extensive to react to in one thread for one day of the week. I suggest you react to these two tracks next Tuesday. Fanky by Charly García and City Eyes by Los Pericos, reggae in English. Yeah, we understand what you're saying. It would be great to react to two songs in one day, but it's not going to happen for the time being due to Backstreet Brett's schedule. He's so busy. So it will just be Fanky by Charly García, and we'll have to leave City Eyes to another time. So we don't know what this is. Got no idea, but we know that Backstreet Brett is looking forward to it very much. Isn't that right?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Recently in the South American department, I feel I've done all right actually. It's been a lot of very me sort of stuff. So here we go. Hopefully, going for a hat trick.
Okay, let's see how we get on with this one then. Right. Brett, how are you finding this? Is it going to be a hat trick? Are you really enjoying this?
Um, as some of the previous stuff we've listened to, but give it more time. I know it's halfway through. I don't know if we're going to get much difference to it. But I'm still enjoying the vibe about it. Now, you mentioned this person on another video, and for I can't remember what the context was it about. But I'm going to mention Weird Al Yankovic again. The lead singer, is it Charlie? Yeah. Really reminds me of Weird Al, just the sort of his mannerism, a little bit of his look in some regards, and just the start of his sort of video. as well. That sort of kind of got a sort of 90s kind of vibe video to it. It's weird because we've got this sort of what could be like a deep rock bass backdrop to it. Okay, with the bass side of things there, and then lots of just sort of other random 80s, 90s kind of sounds going with it together. So it's not like a catchy tune. It's and again, I feel like lyrics are probably going to be unusual and weird, but probably a bit more helpful to listen to it. Kind of funky in a way, but so yeah, it's got a bit of sort of everything there. So I'm enjoying it for the weirdness and the randomness and everything has to do with it really. But we'll see what more we can have towards the end. I wasn't actually going to plan to say a lot because I thought I might say more to the end, but I just waffled on as I normally do there. So hopefully you've got something better to say than I had.
Yes, I kind of like you. I'm sort of partially enjoying this. There's elements of it that I like, but there's something maybe that I'm not so keen on. So like you, I do think the song sounds very funky. It's called Fanky with an A.
Yes,
Yeah. I don't know if that means funky in Spanish. I'm not sure, but definitely feels funky. Not so much the music necessarily, but certainly the video feels very dated. But I think a lot of it's probably because they've done it in black and white. So it has a sort of dated feel to it, I feel. And as for the music of the song, yeah, I kind of like the style of it. I like in the video how the people were playing instruments, like standing on the walls. That was pretty cool. I just feel like somehow the singing is letting it down a little bit. I don't know. It's like, yeah, like hard to sort of take maybe seriously. It feels a little bit of a parody in a way. Has that sort of feel to it? I don't know, but there's just something about the singing that's just a little bit doesn't. I don't know. Can't really explain it. Not in love with the singing, the style of the singing maybe. But as an overall type of song, yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. But just like I say, I think something's not quite working for me. But we'll talk more about it at the end. Maybe we'll understand a bit more when we finish. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty long as well. It's getting on for 5 minutes. I'd say overall, I'm going to give that more of a thumbs down than the thumbs up. We don't like to be negative on here, but we've always said, we are honest. And that song didn't really do it for me. After I talked about the singing and not really liking it, I think I understood what I meant by that after that. When the guy was singing, it just felt just a bit, I don't know, it just didn't, it wasn't like great singing. The voice, the sort of, felt a bit distant as well. I suppose it ended up as well feeling quite repetitive in a way. The music, the instrumentals as well, maybe dragged on for a little bit too long. So yeah, not one of my favourites, that one. I didn't mind it though. It was still always interesting to listen and see something new, from a different culture. So I do enjoy that aspect of it. Yeah, just not one of my favourites. That. What about you, Backstreet, Brett?
I actually enjoyed it a little bit more after. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it massively more after we stopped at halftime, but and it's funny because actually I quite liked his singing a little bit afterwards. It sounded a little bit different there, and I totally, but I do agree and see where you're coming from. As well, but I say I don't mind that sort of style kind of thing. And like I said, it's not there to be like an amazing thing. I think it's more of a artistic music type kind of way of stuff there. I do think also it probably dragged on a little bit towards the end, and we definitely had, as I said, that bass was like the big pull, and that felt like the catchy part of the song. It would make me interested to see more what else he does, because I feel like this is probably just a one-off type of song like that. I can't imagine all this stuff like, I don't know, something about him just feel like he's, I wouldn't say eccentric, but there's something makes me think of like Weird Al in the back of my mind and stuff. Just feel there's a bit more to him than just this one song. So it still like it's fun, but I'd probably say out of all the good ones I've had recently, it's probably my least favorite out of the good stuff I've heard into there. But I say it wasn't enough to sort of put me off the artist or not enjoy that enough to be like, yeah, turn it off towards the end. So just about did it for me. Only just though.
Okay, well, guys, that is it from us. So muchas gracias, amigos, and we look forward to seeing you again soon for the next one, next Tuesday. Take care. Goodbye.